kidding me right now? Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 12894 Southeast Nathan Court here in Clackamas. We're located down in the crawl space. We're going through the 3-inch ABS cleanout as our point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We currently have water running right there. We have it on just a trickle, just so the water doesn't come flowing back out of the cleanout here. We're going to zero out right here just inside the cleanout. There we go. And again, we're checking the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. And it looks like whatever external cleanout there was has been concreted over out back. Line's exiting out of the rear. If there ever was one, I'm not sure. We'll look on the way back. And we'll try and take a better look at what that was exactly on the way out. An item caught right at the pipe joint there. Items that look similar to that, feminine hygiene products. The tampon string will often get caught on pipe joints that look very, very similar. Could also be a root or something like that too, so we'll make sure we take a good look. Transitions here over to, appears to be 4-inch PVC pipe. Now it looks like this joint here has moved a bit. It's another spot we'll look at on the way out. We'll try and get the water all drained out of the line, have a better look there. You could just have a joint there where the pipe is actually sort of offset from itself, but still be sealed if you have a rubber fern coat around that joint. That's where it can be kind of hard to discern whether or not those are actually open to the ground or not. Alrighty, what we're going to do here is I'm going to reel the camera back. I'm going to go locate right now just to see if we can see how close it is to the main. Likely we're going to reel back though and move to the, I think I saw an external clean out here. It's a very long line. Alright, that there about 2 feet in front of the camera is the main lateral connection. I'm going to go do locates, figure out where this thing's going. I think it's going all the way through the neighbors, going from this backyard into the neighbor and out to the street behind the house. I'm going to go locate to verify. Alright, line appears to be going to the street to the rear of the house. That's where I'm picking up the locate signal. I'm going to go ahead and reel back here. Likely with the line traveling the way it is, there's probably some type of easement contract with the neighbor or something of that nature. Anything like that's usually going to be in the title report. But for being a nearly 200-foot long sewer line, it drains incredibly well. About 90% of lines that go over about 110 feet will usually have huge bellies in them. So it's remarkable that this thing drains this well all the way out to nearly 200 feet. Now we're back here at this joint now, and I don't know, I think this actually might be the wad of debris that we passed a while back. I mentioned that we would revisit it. It may have been like a feminine hygiene product, something of that nature. I think it broke loose and ended up right here, as best as I can tell. But this is kind of the issue here. With the lip there that's on that pipe, it looks like for the most part things are flowing through there. But we do have a joint there that is to a certain extent compromised. You've got a lip there also that's catching stuff. You can see how that hung up on that particular spot there. It's really hard to, yeah, that looks like just that bit of debris there that we passed a little while ago. The hard part we're having in here, the way we're accessing this line is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reel back here and see if we can find the external clean out possibly. And then we can flush a toilet and hopefully clear that thing out of the line and get a better look at the joint. And if this clean out's been concreted over, we just don't have very many options there. It's running water. Alright, that's definitely a clean out tie in there, it looks like. Now this joint's opened up enough here, I'm going to locate it. I do recommend a spot repair here to correct it. I'll mention the location of it here in just a bit. It's one of those that, for the most part, is letting most things past it, but we've got a joint here that's compromised, is susceptible to root intrusions. I don't know if there's any trees around it at this point, but I'll go locate and find out. And then we've got a lip there for stuff to get hung up on. You can see how that item is getting stuck right there. Now the problem is you get too many things like this down the line back to back, it's a spot where you can get a clog occurring. Doesn't mean you're just going to get a backup tomorrow, but it's if anything's going to stick anywhere in the line, it's going to be right here in this particular spot. All right, located the camera head successfully here. We're at the rear right corner of the property if you're looking at the front of the house from the street. There's a pretty good-sized tree right over in the rear right corner of the property. This is about, 2 to 3 feet just to the side of it. We're about 6 feet 8 inches deep here, and I did find the external cleanout file. It's hiding under a table leg out back, so if you're looking for it, there is one that's just hard to find. Anyway, we've got a joint here that looks like it's starting to pull apart or get separated. We've got a lip there, and it's hard to tell right now with the junk that's in the line if that's opened up to the ground. My concern, though, is it's about 2 to 3 feet away from a large tree. There's a very, very good chance that the roots are what are actually causing that joint to get pulled apart there. I do recommend a spot repair to correct that. If you don't get roots in it, if you don't correct it with a tree that close and a compromised joint, you're going to get roots in there at some point. I can pretty much guarantee it. When you have a tree parked that close, even to a line that has a good or properly constructed joint, the roots will still get in when they're that close. I would recommend getting that corrected. That was at about 47 feet out there. And I unfortunately have run out of paint. I put the last little bits of paint on the ground back there. The spot is right behind, it's like 3 large rocks at the rear right corner. If you go behind those rocks right up by the fence, or a couple feet from it, you'll see I moved a red rock from the back patio area over there and placed that on the ground directly over the top of it. And you'll see my white paint on the ground right next to it. That's in the event that rock got moved. But that's right where that spot is. And again, we're at 6 feet 8 inches deep there. Aside from that, the rest of the line we just scoped is in great condition, and it is currently functioning at this time. With that compromised joint there, I'm not going to call it functioning properly, as we are getting debris hanging up at it, as you can see there on the video. But it is still functioning. It's, in fact, very clean throughout the entire thing. So it's one of those joints that I recommend getting fixed. It doesn't, I guess you don't necessarily need to fix it right now. I can't tell if it's open to the ground or not right at this moment because of the debris that's there. But I would get that fixed, if not now, in the soon to be future, in the next at least 1 to 2 years before roots get in there. That, or I'd re-scope the line every so often to keep an eye on it, make sure they haven't gotten in